necessitates a constant watch on the weather, especially rain. I need to know if it rained last night while I was sleeping, and if so, how much. I keep an eye on the forecast, the sky, and the moisture in the soil of the garden beds. When my peace lily plant is thirsty, it begins to droop. Within an hour or so of watering it, it perks right back up. Unfortunately, most of the food we grow doesn't communicate as clearly as my peace lily. Tomato plants do not convey their feelings so readily. I must be far more vigilant in monitoring their conditions. Modern city and suburban culture has detached us from weather in some fascinating ways. I once heard of a young lady from the big city who stopped at a gas station in a rural area. It was pouring down rain that day, and she was very unhappy about traveling in the rain. She voiced her frustration loudly near the coffee booths where several locals were sitting. They all sat and shook their heads as she complained. They didn't share her frustration at all. Rather, the farm community had been rejoicing all day because the rain marked the end of a long and painful drought. For farmers, what happens with the weather is a matter of their professional well-being. However, for most suburban city dwellers, a majority of American citizens, the connection between nature and our food sources is almost completely invisible. So much so that things like rain are mere traveling barriers or good for the lawn. Indeed, our relationship with water goes far beyond enjoyment and recreation. Water is so powerful that it can cut through solid rock given enough time. And while all life requires water for physical survival, our spiritual survival depends on the grace offered through the baptismal waters. While water blessed for baptism is still just water, it also becomes something more, a force containing the cleansing promise of God's redemption and grace. Without water, there is no life, in both the physical and the spiritual realms.